the medical staff has been quite attacked strongly by PSG after the injury of Dembele. How are you living it as a squad? Well, we didn't speak about it. We were very sad and disappointed for Ousmane Dembélé and Désiré to be injured. We hope they'll get back soon, but that's not something we've talked about. Hi, Aurélien. Bouncing back on that question, since you've been on the French national team 4 years now, you've seen how clubs can add some pressure and push the players for them to avoid going to the national team. The more you get to the national team, the more you get injured. Well, in the end, the player say how he feels, if he thinks it's hard for him to play because there is a high risk of getting injured. I think that the coach has always known us well. He knows when we need to avoid playing. Sometimes there might be some injuries. It can happen. But for me, as per myself, at Real Madrid, I think there is always a great relationship and connection. Can you talk about your duo with Manu Koné as pivot, and you've had a great beginning and starting of the season. So how do you feel? Well, regarding Manu, I've talked about it a few times already. He's a wonderful player. I think not everybody really sees how amazing he is, and I'm really happy because we have a great connection both in and out of the pitch. So it's great to have the opportunity to play with a player such as himself. And regarding my beginning of the season, it's not news. It's not anything new for me to be great at what I'm do with my club. So I'm just trying to focus on myself and help my teammates. Hi, Aurélien. Following the question, you've been playing for a few months between the midfield and the defense. So do you think that with the new manager, with the Xabi Alonso, this has changed? Well, especially the first half of the seasons, it's fair to say that I was playing a bit closer to the goalkeeper, more in defense. But now I've been able to go back to the midfield, even though I gain experience playing in defense. So I think it helps me. And then Xabi Alonso arrived. He has new ideas, a new philosophy of football, and I think it really matches with what I want to do. So hopefully our future together is bright. So Iceland is not the great national team that we've seen in 2016, 2018. So what do you think about them? What did you study about them? I think you've watched some videos. Yes, well, it will be a tough game tomorrow. You know, it's a national team. We don't know what they have in mind, even though we might think of something, but we just focus on ourselves. If we play at our level, it shouldn't be too difficult for us to win it. So we need to raise the bar to do even more than what we've done against Ukraine, and then we'll see how it goes. Hi, Aurélien. You know Kylian Mbappé very well. We've seen him quite relaxed, brightened. So can you confirm that it's a completely different Mbappé compared to last year, especially with all the controversies that were going on around him? Well, I think that he adapted quite well. He blended in. It was a big change, a new country, new club. He's always been smiling, whether it was with us, the club, or with the national teammates. We know that he has incredible qualities, and when he can play at this level, obviously it really helps us to win games. Aurélien, we've seen your past qualities and abilities. There were some Toni Kroos passes, some Modric passes. So do you think that they influence your game? Well, I think that my passes have always been great. Sometimes it shows better than others. Against Ukraine, it really showed, but I think that's something that I'm able to do. And yes, that's right. I learn with the best, the players that you've talked about. So I really hope that I'll keep improving on that. Hi, Aurélien. You'll play the three games, the national games at Parc des Princes, and you won't be playing at the Stade de France. So, are you sad not going back there? Well, obviously, Stade de France is an incredible one. It's a credible stadium. We have great memories there, as well as the French audience. I don't know what will happen in the future, but I hope it will be possible. The cameras over there. We talk a lot about the way people look at you, and we were saying, and we've seen that besides Mbappé, not a lot of new audience is recognize. What do you mean? The federation said when they ask to the audience, who do you know from France? Besides Kylian Mbappé, they don't know a lot of people. So well, I don't know. Maybe if we win games and we win trophies, silverwares, well, people will like us more, will know more, and will be more famous. But I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of players from the national team that are recognized on the street and stuff. But popularity, I think it comes with victories, with wins, and the connection with the audience. I think that the win against Croatia really helped us to connect with the crowd. So I hope that this qualifiers campaign and the next competition will really help us to get well connected with the audience and the French public. Is it hard for you at the beginning of the season to play one game after the other, especially that for this World Cup you have 6 games? Well, it's a good question. So we resumed the year quite late. Well, we can think that we didn't prepare that much. So our bodies are really suffering since the beginning. I think that maybe that's something I can answer in the following months. At this present time, I feel quite well, but that's fair. There'll be a lot of games, a lot of intensity, and we'll see later on how I translate our capacity. On this 4-2-3-1 formation, your role, your position might change? Do you think that you might be a little bit more defensive, or do you think that you'll be able to go forward on the pitch and maybe try to shoot at 20-25 meters? Well, it changed between 4-2-3-1 and 4-3-3. It depends. When we're 6 in front of the defense, you have more this role of protecting the defense as a double pivot. So sometimes you have the ability to go forward, to be more offensive. Sometimes you face strikers that really needs you to defend well. It really depends on the opponents you face. Hi, Aurélien. Against Ukraine, Michael Olise really struck the public. So you've known him for a long time. How the first touch of the ball, the way he's moving really makes a difference with the others. Well, I think that the first thing that strikes me is that he makes things look easy. When you see him like with this nonchalant, you think it's so easy for him to play like that, but it's not like that. Absolutely, Michael is a wonderful player. We've seen it every weekend with Bayern Munich, and he's able to showcase his abilities on the pitch with the national team as well. So it's incredible. Well, last question. Hi, Aurélien. In 8 days, you'll face Olympique Marseille with Real Madrid. Is it something that you're happy about as you're French? Well, yes, I was happy to know that we'll face both Monaco and Olympique Marseille on this Champions League campaign. They'll come home. As I said, it would have been nice to play at the Velodrome in Marseille because there is always this very special atmosphere, but we look forward to the start of this Champions League phase league.